The story starts with a woman hiding from a creepy monster that has a mouth on its head. Just when it's about to discover the woman, the monster's attention turns towards a scream. It turns its head and sees a man and a woman standing there. The couple tried to run, but before they could even take 5 steps, another monster with a weird left hand killed the woman. The man stands there in horror as his companion is killed right in front of him. However, his mourning did not last long, as the monster with mouth on its head devours him. After taking a look around, there are numerous monsters in many different shapes and size, chasing and biting people. The woman hiding bears the pain of her injuries as she goes in labor. Trying not to make any noise as it could attract the attention of the monsters, she puts a piece of cloth in her mouth. The woman's skin turns blue, her nails turns into claws. 7 years passed by. It is revealed that these monsters were created by some type of virus. In a certain flat, a little girl is frightened and is trying to hide from something or someone. Just then, she hears the door opening behind her. Someone with blue skin and irregularly large and sharp teeth enters the room. The little girl covers her mouth with both of her hands as to not make any noise and closes her eyes out of fear. She opens a single eye to check the situation and is frightened to see a monster right next to her. The little girl starts sprinting as if her life depends on it. But unfortunately, it wasn't long before she is caught. The monster holds her and opens her mouth. The monster's sharp teeth look as if they could even pierce through metal. The monster bites the little girl's neck gently and tickles her. It is revealed that the blue-skinned woman is the little girl's mother, and these mother and daughter were playing hide and seek, and now it's time for the mother to hide. But the mother doesn't want to let go of her cute little daughter. The mother is going outside as she has some errands to run. Chuck-Buck, her little daughter, insists on going with her and bring Gomdol. Her mother says no since it is dangerous outside, but Chuck-Buck wouldn't take no for an answer. Her mother tells her to keep quiet. This makes Chuck-Buck sad. Her mother can't speak, so she communicates by writing on her palm and promises that she will bring back Gomdol. Once outside, she encounters a ferocious monster, walking on all 4 limbs. The monster attacks her with its tongue. She dodges the attack and counters with her tentacles. The monster falls on the ground and is paralyzed. It seems that the woman's tentacle contains poison. The woman looks at the paralyzed monster, then starts eating it. The reason is, she needs to eat to sustain herself, and in a post-apocalyptic world where there are limited resources, especially meat, she can't waste it on herself because she can survive by eating these monsters. But her daughter can't, so she saves all the food for her daughter. While she is eating the monster, she hears gunshots. Upon looking, she sees 2 men fighting a horde of monsters. She thinks to herself, the gunshots and the weak flashlight will only make the monsters more aggressive. Don't they know that? Just then, her attention goes towards a bag on the back of the person holding the flashlight. She runs towards the men. They try to point the flashlight at her, but she smashed it by throwing a rock. The man holding the gun is injured as well. The frightened man pulls out a pistol and points at the woman. Various gunshots can be heard. A man is seen walking and seems to be injured. Suddenly, he is attacked by the woman. Her tentacle stops just before it's about to pierce his neck. The man seems frightened. Just then, the woman hugs him. The man is relieved to see that it is just his wife. He thanks her for coming to get him and for getting back his bag from the robbers. The woman is also very happy. How do I know, you might ask? Just look at those tentacles waving. Meanwhile, near the robbers, Robber shouts at the monsters to leave him alone and go away. The horde of monsters stops. The robber is surprised and thinks he has immunity to the virus, so he won't die. However, his celebration is cut short by a huge shadow behind him. Returning back towards Gomdol, he seems to be searching for supplies for his survival. He thinks about going deeper inside, a little skeptical at first, but at last decides to take the chance and went deeper in the building. There he finds a monster seriously injured coming out of a room, looking at the scene. He reaches the conclusion that another monster done this to this injured monster, and it still might be inside. He turns around to leave as it is not safe here. Just then he hears the sound of a cry coming out from the room. He couldn't stop himself, and went inside. Once inside, he couldn't believe what he was looking at. Rather than the sting pointing at his neck, he is more concerned about the fact that there is a monster breast feeding a baby right in front of him. That is how he met her, and now she is his wife. Back to the present, and the couple are making their escape, but these persistent monsters just keep chasing them. They end up at the corner of the building. Both are trying to think how to get out of this situation. Just then, Gomdol got pulled backwards and nearly fell off the building. But his wife barely caught his hand. Gomdol looks down and is stricken by fear. The boss of this area is here? Gomdol screams in pain. The couple are in a very difficult situation. On the front, there are dozens of monsters trying to make them fall, and at the ground, their boss is waiting to devour them. If they don't do something soon, both of them will die. Just then, the woman lets go of her hand. Both started to fall to the ground. Using her tentacles, she grabs a monster in the building and throws it on the boss. At the same time, stung his body with the spike. The boss lets go of Gomdol's leg. Gomdol grabs his wife, they fall on the boss and smashed his face in. Gomdol puts his wife on his shoulder and starts running. As an apex predator, this is the first time the boss has felt pain. It makes its mind to hunt the couple. Once they are far enough, Gomdol lets go of his wife. His wife is angry, confused, and worried at the same time. After all, he is not a monster unlike her. Gomdol expresses his worry for her and says this is his fault. If only he would have come sooner. His wife thinks to herself how stupid his husband is to worry about her. Just then, her stomach is pierced by something. Gomdol looks behind and finds the boss is chasing them with his minions. Thankfully, because his wife is infected, she is very sturdy and have fast regenerative capability. She tries to buy some time by fighting the minion monsters, while Gomdol tries to find something that can be useful inside his bag. Gomdol eventually finds what he was looking for. He throws something towards the monsters. A second later, there is an explosion where the monsters were. It was a grenade. Gomdol threw several more of the grenades. After they exploded, all minions were taken care of. Now, only the boss remains. And now Gomdol has only one grenade left. His wife asks Gomdol to hand over the grenade to her. With the grenade in the hand, she runs in the opposite direction of the boss. The boss, thinking that she is trying to escape, attacks her with projectiles and whip. She removes the clip of the grenade, even though she is too far to hit the boss. However, rather than throwing the grenade, she instead kicks it. The grenade lands straight in the boss monster's mouth and kills him instantly. The couple return at their residence just before entering. Gomdol checks his wife's injuries and it's almost fully healed. Gomdol opens the door and announces his return. Chukbuk runs towards Gomdol and they both hug each other. Chukbuk says she finished her homework. In response, Gomdol gives her a chocolate bar as a reward. They all enjoy their happy moment with their family. Meanwhile, just outside the door, there is someone listening to their conversation. Who could this mysterious person be? Find out in the next episode. Subscribe so you know when the next video is coming out.